We're trying to broaden the
What are you drinking?
horizon. I don't know. It was Irish whiskey behind everything
Oh,
else. So I'm assuming it's something that Aaron was valuing as good, and it wasn't even
yeah.
open.
How many people watch this podcast?
Like tens of 3, 4, 5, or 6. Yeah,
Some episodes are
it's like
good, some
18 to
episodes are
20.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
18 to 20 people. Okay.
I
yeah.
think our best was 26.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
new. We've been doing this for like 2 years now, so
Yeah. With very little production value.
very little, none at all.
Yeah. Very little. Thank you for joining the MattCast podcast. I'm Matt Elijah. I'm my co-host, Matty J. We got our softball coach that we kind of teased a little bit last week.
Coach, team captain.
Yeah.
Are we live?
We are
Yeah,
live.
we are live.
Hello.
We wanted to have you on last week, but then there's some scheduling confliction and whatnot. But
He's just a busy guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
you are a busy guy. Running a business, running a softball team,
CEO, COO, maintenance,
CFO,
janitor,
HR,
yeah,
admin,
everything at Hart Ventures. So
accountant,
yeah.
I
and
do
the grunt
hire-
work.
I do have an accountant, so I'm only kind of pseudo tax guy.
Oh, okay.
Got to get some liability removed from my name.
So
Yeah.
if you can't say it, we can cut it. But the team was sponsored. How much of that was the business expense?
And tax cut.
All of it was paid for by the business because it is an advertising
Yeah.
deal because it's
Mm.
got my name on it. We're out there playing. People see me on the schedule. So
Yeah.
with advertising, it's I believe 100% write off.
Damn.
So,
That's
And
pretty
that's the jerseys, the fees,
and the league fees, yeah.
and then if we ever did like buy a bat or anything.
So some of that I just paid for out of my own pocket, but
What a
the
nice guy.
jerseys and for us to be able to play.
Does he need to move it closer to him?
Yeah.
About like a fist away.
Yeah.
You really got to get it up your shit. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Get into
Can
that.
Can you
2 hands. There. Little twist.
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Perfect.
just checking your level.
All right. Yeah, it was definitely a very profitable thing to be able to do this year. So I'm
Have you
content to do
gotten
it.
calls from people like, oh, I saw
At least one, but
Really?
not always. People don't always say like where they see you. They
right?
may
Mhm.
say, "Hey, I heard about you on Facebook," or "Hey, my buddy recommended me," or whatever. But
Saw you at the sushi train.
yeah,
and-
yep. That's
Sushi
another.
train.
Yeah, the sushi
What?
train joint in town where like there's like a TV in there. I've never noticed it. And Josh like, is that fucking Joe? And I like looked up, I was like, what the fuck? And then we just like waited. Anytime
Yeah.
it would like because it was like other ads that would play
Yeah.
and his would just occasionally pop in and yeah. But yeah, you filmed a couple commercials.
Yep, we're actually working on
They're pretty high quality. I was kind of sitting there like I was expecting some iPhone bullshit, and I'm like, no, this is like full on production value right here. Good lighting.
Is it weird to
everything.
get following around with a camera while you do work? And because that's what you do, right? It's not like stage, it's like you actually doing work and then a guy just behind you filming and taking photos.
So with the latest Sally commercial, some of it was me actually just doing work.
Mhm.
Was doing a new service over at Josh Pritchard's house.
Hmm.
And was followed around with camera a little bit that day. But some of the other stuff, like with the van shots and customer interactions, that was more staged.
Yeah.
To be able to get the lighting right. Me not being super dirty like I am right now, like after doing work all day. And
Hey, this
Um,
shows that you're a hardworking man. I
I-
don't think people would look at you as a actual electrician if you came in like all cleaned up,
Right.
soft
Yeah, he's
hands.
perfectly clean.
greased
Yeah.
hair, yeah.
Picks up
It's-
his trash after.
Yeah.
Hey, my broom says client on it, so I do sweep up. But
Yeah.
How's your guys' week been? I don't like talking about myself.
That's gonna suck because this is all really you
you.
and
Okay,
Well,
alright.
You in our softball season. So,
yeah. So a question I had for you, and we talked about on the podcast, is you have family members that play.
Yep.
Do you try to like coach your family? Like, do you guys have any kind of conversations off the field? Because I don't know. I guess I'll be blunt. Brian is not like a prodigy, and then your dad's a bit of a hothead. So, is there any conversations? Or are you just like, oh, like,
is there a family dinner that's awkward? Like, what the fuck, Brian?
yeah, they had that grandpa to you, Joe, and it fucking
Yeah.
just went under your glove, and
Could it make it the first from Short Joe?
yeah,
The fuck?
yeah,
I would say that I don't really coach my dad at all. Mostly, I kind of encourage him to take steps to be more mobile in the field, and he can infer the rest on that.
Yeah.
Hey, with Brian though, it's a little bit more coaching, just because he's younger than me. He's my younger brother, and he has less baseball and slow pitch experience, so
Yeah.
it's way less awkward to coach him.
Did you go
But
to him to ask to play, or did he come to you to ask to play?
that's a good question. I don't even remember. I would say more likely than not, it was more or less like, hey, I'm doing a team. Like, do you guys want in? And it was just like whoever said yes. The first 6 people that said yes, they were on the team. So
Especially, I'm
that was
assuming for
about
the
it.
males, that's probably a lot
It goes
more.
quick.
Yeah.
It goes really
Yeah.
quick. So
How many people
um,
did like? How many guys did you have to say, "Sorry, no, not this year"?
2 or 3,
2 or 3.
2 or 3. Yeah, but
And one of them, I'm assuming, was the husband of one of our players.
um, so I know. Oh, what was her name? Emma. Emma's brother probably he would have probably played. But we already had our 6, and there was at least one other. I don't remember if it was someone's husband or not,
Yeah.
but yeah, there was definitely a little bit of that.
We're
So
cool with first names. We don't try to say last names on
okay,
on the show. Just,
fair enough.
yeah, yeah. Not that
Does
not
Did I
that
say Josh's last name?
You did.
he's different. Well,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
He's a known.
he's a
He's
known.
he's a public servant, so we can say his name
Yeah,
out loud.
yeah.
It's cool.
Hit badge number.
Yeah, address.
Yeah, it was Sawada's house.
Yeah,
Uh,
Josh nearby.
I fucking bet. Yeah.
You got an officer of the law with you right there.
Yep, it's very convenient, especially when the pit bikes are driving around on the roads. He just
Yeah.
walks outside his uniform, and then they just don't drive by anymore.
Yeah.
So works out pretty
Funny
well.
how that happens.
Yeah, funny.
The other thing I was thinking about was you were talking about like after each game, if some kind of buttfuckery had come about, you're like, hey, I'm going to email kind of the head guy. Have you
Yep.
done that?
Yes.
What has anything come about it?
No.
No.
Nick does not respond to emails.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Damn.
My dad emailed him about
son
the
of
bat
daddy.
issue.
Daddy emailed him.
My father emailed the league coordinator about the bat issue with him getting hit directly by a pitch.
Yeah.
The rule states that the bat shall be pulled from play for testing. It doesn't say that the umpire is supposed
Has
to.
discretion.
Correct. And no response. And I emailed him about comp teams at least being notified of comp teams being inserted into the rec league. I don't have as much of a problem if we were given notice.
Mhm.
We were basically we weren't given any notice, and they just slid it in there and they just expected us to play comp
Have
teams
fun.
and no response. So
Yeah.
that's the way our world is nowadays. People ghost people all the time. They don't respond. They don't answer the phone. I mean, that is just the way that a lot of people deal with problems. They just ignore you.
He's talking about me
Well,
Saturday night. They
yeah.
invited me to B-dubs. And
Yeah.
I just was like, you know what? I don't feel like watching Hamzat lay on Drakus for 22 out of the 25
That was one of the
minutes.
most dominant performances I have ever seen, and that's coming from a guy that's not a huge Hamzat fan.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You're like, you're casual if you didn't find it impressive and not at all boring and go to boxing.
He landed. There was over 500 total strikes, not significant.
Yeah,
just total strikes.
Yeah. I've seen like the highlights where it's like 10-second intervals so it doesn't get pulled down. It is pretty fucking crazy to see just Drake is just lay there. But I bet I'm assuming how hype were you guys when he almost had, was it like a guillotine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
And
was some sort of a choke, but he had him in deep, and you could see it on his face. At least I
Yeah.
remember. That's what I remember. But
last 30 seconds of the fight and you're just,
he
yeah.
slipped out. Just you're so slippery at that point in the fight. It's pretty easy. And Hamzat's probably been wrestling since he was old enough to walk, so the dude is so skilled. But yeah, I would say the most impressive thing about that fight, I can't tell you the last time I've seen a dude in the UFC get crucifixed, let alone a champion, let
3
alone
times.
I thought it was 4, but it
Oh.
was 3 or 4 times get crucifixed. Like that is the ultimate like I'm better than you, type performance. So yeah, there's definitely something to be said about him laying on him for 5 rounds, but I would say there's a difference between Jailton Almeida laying on you that does nothing and no threat of submission, no threat of knockout, nothing,
Yeah.
and
He's still continuously fighting for a position the whole 22 minutes he's on top of.
Obviously, the punches in the crucifix probably didn't feel good, but they weren't going to end the fight either. So, because it's kind of hard to get leverage like that, but I thought it was a good fight. I think the more important thing, though, you missed the 2 back-to-back spinning elbow knockouts, which never happens. That was awesome, and those dudes were out. Like it was good.
It's interesting because we're gonna talk about this tomorrow too. Volk was like, "Yeah, that guy, he's getting the fight." Lerone Murphy, which he jumps the line over that other Russian cat, but he hasn't fought in over like a year.
Yes,
so he's like, "Hey,
who is that?"
Yeah. So if you can be ready by December, we'll go. And so,
where's your Jamie at? Do you have a Jamie here?
You're looking,
Jamie.
Yeah.
Can you look up who Volk was talking about?
He's talking about fighting Lerone Murphy, or unless you're talking about
the other dude that he was like, "Hey, you're up next," and Lerone skipped you.
Yeah, it's the number 1 contender. I can't remember. It's
Marlazov or
something like that.
Ilavov.
It's one of those Russian cats. Just just look up UFC rankings.
Yeah, that's gonna be faster.
A lot faster.
It's gonna be way faster.
I'm sure the power of AI would get there eventually, but.
Is this camera on?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So it should be the one under Volk.
Yep. Ivalov.
Yeah.
Mosvar.
And then who's number 2?
Diego Lopez. And he already has an L, so he ain't gonna be fighting for a minute unless someone else gets the belt.
He's scheduled to fight, isn't he?
Not sure.
He was. Dude, what do you think about fucking Charlie? Charlie Olive's getting back in there in October after getting knocked out.
Who's he fighting?
Fucking Faziz. I think Gamrot. It's Rafael Faziz. I believe he's fighting him in October.
It's way too hard for Charles Chin. I'm nervous.
Dude, I think
it's bad.
I had like a whole after that. I had notes, and I was like, dude, take a year off.
Yeah, you need to
take a year off. Don't fight. You either got Max and Justin, but Justin's like, I need a fucking title shot, or I'm gonna retire, or whatever.
He's gonna need to retire because he has no shot.
No,
not against the level of competition that's there. If Islam comes back down, you've got Islam. You've got hand sanitizer boy. Like there's just a lot of really tough dudes at the top there.
Especially, I think aren't they giving it to Arman? He's
Arman,
yeah,
probably. Yeah, I mean that dude's a killer too. So
we'll see. He was in the corner for Chimaev, which I didn't know they trained together until then, so we'll fucking see. Anyway, back to softball.
That was a good side channel. I'm sure some of your viewers enjoy the UFC.
Oh yeah, we definitely added our UFC for a good solid 15 minutes usually.
Yeah.
If there's like a big fight, if it's like
if it's
a fight night,
this card, I'm like, yeah, you can watch it if you want.
Yeah.
If you got anything better going on,
right?
Yeah, during football season, it's just like if there's a lackluster fight night, we don't even touch it. Like there's better things to watch on Saturday.
Sure.
Yeah.
During certain seasons of the year.
I was gonna ask. So you played baseball all your life. When did you start playing baseball, and then did you ever get like looked at for college level? I was just curious.
I wasn't laughing. I was laughing at your response. I wasn't laughing at what you were saying. But
it's a good question. I started playing baseball probably when I was 3 or 4 or 5 years old, and
so
it was
like
t-ball.
Pretty much as soon as you start walking and comprehending life, you're like,
"Yep,
hey, here's a bat, son."
I remember playing t-ball up at Baldwin Fields in Bellevue. Like that was one of my earliest memories, and I think I went to coach pitch, played a year or 2 there, and then I did not play machine pitch. That's like typically the next step, but I went straight to kid pitch. I played in the Catholic leagues. I was on St. Plumkill's team for a couple of years playing. They have fields off actually over by the Sarpy County Sheriff's Office. And then after that, took it up another level in skill and went and played for BJSA and played on the Braves for a long time. And for whatever reason, I'm not going to name any names, but the Bruins and the Braves are the 2 teams that like per age bracket, and typically the Bruins are always better. But in my year that I was going through, the Braves were actually better, and it had nothing to do with it was all coaching is what it was. It was just the coaches. But I played there, played 1 year on the Omaha Heat, and then I also and then I played my last year 14U on the Braves, and then played in high school all 4 years, and I also played for Omaha South one summer. just because it just kind of worked out good just to get some playing time. But so I played all the way until I was 18, and then um, I really never got scouted, to be honest with you. That was really never my thing. I did attempt to try to have my Omaha South coach do some investigating for me to see if there was like some small school, but the thing was is I actually my Cubs, SDSU Jackrabbits. I took more interest in just going to a school that I thought that I could get a good degree from, rather than like, hey, I want to go play at this,
They got
D2 or D3 school, but it doesn't have anything that I want to do. Like I realized that I was going to try to use my intellectual gifts rather than my baseball gifts, which again I only had a couple buddies that actually played in college, and they played for mostly D2 schools, maybe a couple D1. I'm not too sure on that, but
was Colin or any of his siblings? Because I thought you said that one of them played.
Chris Cornish played, which is Kyle's brother.
Oh,
I'm using last names again. I need to stop.
Well, yeah. Kyle, and then his brother, like that bigger guy that played for like a game.
He played D2 and I believe D1.
Well, what did he play as?
Great question. I don't know what position he played. Maybe third base. Not sure. Might have been first.
Were you always the shortstop whenever you were playing?
No, and I never played shortstop ever. I was always catcher and third base. Mostly catcher. But on our team, shortstop is where we really need like the most mobility and like kind of play calling and communication in the field. So that's just kind of where I fell in, and everybody else plays, like you play third and you can pitch really well. So
I never played third until you put me in that situation.
Well, hey, guess what?
He also got to talk to Coach Danny, because every play he would pull me aside like, all right, this is what you gotta stop doing this. You gotta be over here. And then I was like, and then like towards the end of the year, he was just telling me shit that I knew. Like, I don't know if you would notice that. It would be like first and second, 2 outs. Matt, if the ball comes to you, you touch third. Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Here's the thing. We have a lot of people on our team that don't have a lot of baseball experience or softball experience for that matter. And so Ken's always trying to keep everybody's head in the game, whether or not you might be totally locked in and know exactly where you're going with the ball and you might be spot on. He's going to tell it to you anyways, because he knows, he even says stuff to me now, whether I hear it or not, because I'm not paying attention to other things.
You've already 20 steps ahead of him.
I hear a lot from me, and that's the thing. I don't hear anybody coach out there. I'm like, so there's a whole bunch of other people.
Like there's a second baseman that doesn't know anything right now.
They're picking daisies.
I feel like he says stuff to Mary sometimes, but maybe I'm just.
If Mary shows up, that's the big thing.
Hey, you know what? It is a rec team. I do ask people to show up as much as they can, but it's a consideration.
No, it is like
next year to maybe find people that can be there a little more often. But again, it is a rec team. So with notice, we can find subs. So it's not a big deal. But kind of circling back just to finish off my my super career. Oh super great. So I actually tried out for club baseball at South Dakota State, and I did not make it, which is like not even like the team. It's just a club team. So
that competitive.
Yep, but it actually was. It was pretty, like, the other people that were there, they were pretty dang good. So, but yeah, and then I dropped out, and then I started becoming an electrician, and I actually picked up coaching for a year. I coached a set of 8-year-olds. That was fantastic. If I had time again, I would totally coach. I love coaching the young kids. It's so great to be able to mold them and, show them the correct techniques to be able to pitch, play third base, hit, and do all that. And to see them grow is just, it's probably like having your own children, except you can just hand them back at the end of practice.
You're like, I don't want to deal with you after this.
Right. You were a turd, and you're going to go back and be a turd with your parents now, and I don't have to deal with this until you go to bed. So
I was going to ask, there's a ton of like parents that are awful. Did you have any awful parents?
I had a couple sets, but back then that was like that was pre-COVID, so I don't think like the travel ball parent thing hadn't really like evolved. I mean, I'm sure it was like developing back then, but it was not what it was now.
Yeah, gotcha.
Or is now. And any issues I did have with parents, like we pretty much settled it. Pretty quickly. So
was it like an after practice conversation or after game conversation?
None of them were like, "Hey, my kid needs to be starting more. He needs to be out there."
It was like, "Dog,
more.
you're Son can't even throw from second to first.
I luckily never had to deal with that because I was only an assistant.
Oh, okay.
But I did have to deal with it a little bit, but it wasn't very big.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think I actually started my first slow pitch team and had a co-ed league in Papillion, and then the next year we were playing in La Vista and UBA, and then all UBA. We had men's team and a co-ed team, and then I actually quit playing last year, 2024, because I decided to play baseball, wood bat, and that was fun. But with my crazy busy schedule, I can't devote 4 to 5 hours, on a Sunday to be able to play. It's much nicer to be able to get the same amount of at bats and an action in an hour. So that's why we had the team this year.
Yeah.
Are you looking to do more of that going forward? Are you looking to try to go back to men's team, or are you just kind of like, that's a good season, time to hang them up?
Very varying opinions have been stated to me, but I think there's some consensus to go to a men's team, and the reason for that is because if there's one thing we can count on, it's having to find girl subs almost every week.
Yeah.
And we did have some injuries that really hurt us.
Yeah.
Liz got hurt really early on in the season. She was playing football, and she had a very big girl step on her foot and break it.
Oh,
And so she was totally out. And if we didn't have, like, if she was able to play the whole season, we wouldn't have had probably half the issues that we had. But since we were down to 5 and we had 6 dudes, we were constantly trying to find someone to sub.
Yeah.
So that was really tough. But what was your question?
Are you gonna try to make another team?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
To answer your question, yes, I do plan to have a team next year. I'll probably sponsor it again. That seemed to work out pretty well.
If we do a men's league, I'm definitely getting a helmet.
Oh, for sure, dude. If you're pitching, I would.
Okay, for pitching.
I almost
think that for batting. I was like,
no.
Oh, dude,
pussy.
yeah,
For
guaranteed.
pitching, yeah.
And I need a mouth guard. I almost lost teeth this year, and that was off a girl hit too.
Yeah.
Believe it. She
And that one
smacked
was
the
a
piss out of it.
smoker.
Yeah, and that bounce was fucking crazy. I kept thinking about that. I don't know if you saw. My stance was my glove was always over my dick because I never wore a cup, and I didn't want to be that guy.
It's something you could do next year.
Yeah,
You could
get
wear-
a
Shit.
yeah.
Getting
It's probably worth it, honestly, being a hot corner.
yeah.
all the Floyd Mayweather jockstrap. No fucking
Yeah. Dude, there were some games I was fucking.
I wish I knew what you were talking about. I have no idea.
In the Logan Paul fight.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson had an interview, and then after the interview, they kept the camera on him. He's just in a jockstrap, and he turns around and walks away, and you just get whole ass.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh!
Just in like it's like B-roll footage, as like the commentators are talking about it, and it's just whole ass for a solid 3 seconds,
Mhm.
and then it cuts. Like I think someone finally realized, shit, next camera.
For the end of our season, there was these playoffs that are going on right now. We got knocked out. Not last week, but the week before.
We were in the semifinal.
Yeah,
so if
what-
we had won, we would have went to the championship game for the lower bracket.
Gotcha. What
Okay.
would have came of it? Like, good job, guys. Or they would have been like, hey, here's your trophy. You get to take it home. And
We get a $25 gift card this time.
yeah.
I don't know if we get a plaque or not. We've gotten plaques in past years, but since it was the lower bracket, I don't know if we would have gotten a plaque or not.
Gotcha.
But that would probably be about the most. UBA is good because it's like real estate. Real estate is one of the 3 biggest things that you take into account when you're looking at real estate. Location, right?
Okay.
UBA has it good because the location's awesome. Seymour Smith is close to a lot of people that live in Bellevue.
It's pretty much dead center in like Omaha, Millard, Gretna, Papillion.
15-minute drive from Bellevue.
Yeah, it's like a 15-minute drive from my place in middle Omaha-ish.
So that's its real value, and the cost. It's relatively cheap. But there's got to be some better leagues out there. Council Bluffs League is really good, actually, from what I've heard.
That's what they kept telling us.
Yeah,
a lot of those comp teams were playing in Council Bluffs.
And that's why they're playing in Council Bluffs, because Council Bluffs is tough. It's a very tough league, but they do a lot of double headers. I've looked into it before, but every time I just decide that we'll deal with the UBA pains just because the location's good.
Yeah.
And so.
And as long as it's rec, I think most people jive with the rec. If we were we're looking for a competitive team, trying to get, because that was the thing, I think you probably noticed it early on when we were doing practices. no one would show up to the practices.
Yeah, so that's something that I like in past years when we were much more competitive. We would actually practice every single week or every other week. We would have BP, and we had a very good turnout. But people's lives were a lot different back then. Certain people didn't have children,
younger, and
we were fresh out of school, and people just were living and working, and not pretty early on in their careers with being less demanding.
Yeah,
and you had the time to be able to go to practice, but.
And most of us now have mortgages and shit like that, and all the fun jazz of being an adult.
We're just our time is.
You have a dog.
I got a dog. I'm looking for a job. We're figuring it out. I gotta.
So, but yeah, so men's league, that would be something that like I've done before when I was in the army. I played in like a men's league.
Yep.
And I never really thought of wearing a helmet till that year because I was pitching as well.
Dude, yeah.
Which do the face mask?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd either get like the
Hockey
softball
mask.
face mask or I get like the lacrosse helmet. That what I see all over the place. I'm like
from like neck to like back of head.
And like, dude, when I was in my men's league, it was just
what
like
are you looking at?
Oh, I'm just checking out Jamie's setup over here. That's all.
It's a lot of wires.
Like we got like the perfect like PC platform here. It's freaking it's awesome, dude.
But yeah, like pitching, dude, it was like at least twice a game. I was guaranteed to have a ball hit at head level.
But I think you didn't.
So dangerous.
You never had any moments where I saw you as like, oh, he's a little shook up. He's throwing it like I'm throwing it careful, just
yeah. It was there was definitely one team the year when I played at Fort Knox that like I'm pitching it careful. Like I even said it to our coach. He was the only officer on the team.
Sure.
And I'm like, this dude I know hits home runs. He's played minor league baseball. Like I am not pitching to this dude. I'm gonna roll it to him. And he said, like, don't do that. Be a little bit more respectful. Like
respectful.
At least throw it outside.
Okay.
Yeah, like show it's like trying to be an intentional walk. I had that thing damn near on the other fucking batter's box line, and he just reached out and fucking clipped it with. We found out it was an illegal bat.
Nice.
And then sent it out the right field.
Nice.
Like 350. I'm like, all right, dog. Like you don't have to do this to me anymore.
That was
just
a nice
let it
thing.
be.
Whenever we did the men's team, I did feel like more people. Well, there was that one team that was intentionally like trying to bring in like illegal bats and like beat their way through.
Oh yeah,
I didn't really feel that way this go around with teams, except for the comp teams. But I really don't blame the comp teams. They were just, hey, there's not enough teams, so we're gonna put you into the rec league. So I was like, all right,
it's 100% not their fault. It is 100% UBA's fault because instead of moving them to either a different night where there are already comp teams or moving them to a different field, because I have to look, but Kelly might have had an option for comp on the same night. They're just like, oh, we're just going to stick you with the rec leagues and make it 20-team leagues. So and then about the legal bats, some of your listeners may not know what that means. There's two different ways you can have a legal bat. You can either have one that lacks stamps and is too old, like old Beezer bats, old BB Core stamps or U-Trip stamps that are old and outdated. Bats have more pop, and basically it's juiced and you can hit the ball further. Or you can roll and shave a bat, which basically it's like modifying an engine, it's like installing like a stroker kit on an engine. You shave the cylinder walls down and increase the cubic inches of the motor. They stick it on a lathe and they actually stick a tool in there and they shave the inner wall of the bat down and make it thinner. And then they so let's see, rolling and shaving. I don't know that much about it, but it's some sort of process like that actually makes the bat lighter, but then it increases the pop because again you're shaving that wall and it has more compression basically. So like on a 300-foot hit, a rolled and shaved bat could increase it by another 30 to 40 feet.
Jesus,
it's a big.
And like the exit velo is a whole lot faster too.
Do they leave like a dent?
The bats will degrade faster because that inner wall's been reduced. But
and that's probably why older bats, if they've been used over time, they've degraded enough where it's almost like a rolled and shave bat.
It could be, but the older bats they just have more pop because they were designed differently. They had different limits. It's like EPA emissions or any sort of like thing that like rules you have to follow. They had different rules back then, so they could put more pop in the bat. So
I remember there was that one team that like we were sitting there like they hit 2 home runs
Oh, the team weren't they like 4-7 or something like that?
they
Like,
These dudes did not look like ball players, and
No.
they didn't act like it either. And they would just go up there. They had like Happy Gilmore swings, and they were just crushing the ball.
and
Yeah.
like that first inning and a half, those dudes were barely getting it into the outfield. The next inning they come
I think there
around.
was one guy because there's always that one older guy on the team who
was their
wears like
first baseman.
the Capri style baseball pants with the socks that have the loop and they go like all the way up to the knee.
Don't forget the TRT.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's what I need to get on for next year.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
turn that triple into a home run next time.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
and it was like one of them was like a taller guy. So I was
Tall,
like,
skinny dude with long hair.
I didn't think the one was super skinny. I thought he was like a kind of like one of those.
I didn't get to see him up close, but like,
Yeah.
from my perspective, when I was in the outfield and I watched that hit,
Mhm.
I'm like, that's too fast
Mhm.
for slow pitch. Like, there's no way that is putting a dent in the scoreboard in slow pitch.
They were so smart that they decided to go up and smack another home run and got an out because they
Yeah.
didn't know the rules.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And I think that was the out when he smacked the scoreboard. I'm like,
yeah. I'm like,
'Cause I
go,
was in the
go,
outfield
go,
for
and then
that
it's like,
one.
it's gone.
and I'm like,
Out.
we need to check that bat. I was sitting there thinking it to myself because like I'm there in the outfield, I hear the hit, I watch it, and like I take a blink and it's all the way over here already. I'm like, no way.
It's weird to see how different the rules are because like you couldn't bunt. You obviously can't steal. If a guy is walked, they automatically get the second, and the lady behind them gets the chance to also take a base.
Yep.
But they don't have to. They could hit if they wanted. And then, yeah, if you walk a girl, which like some of those rules make sense, except for maybe the bunting one, where it's like, like I guess it's maybe just because it's rec, so it's like you're not as nimble and fucking.
It's slow pitch. You shouldn't be bunting. You should be hitting.
Yeah.
That one girl got called out this year because she would come around and do a half swing and just tap the ball, and then she was really fast, and then she'd run to first, and she actually got called out for bunting.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. She did it twice.
I don't remember that.
The first time
they called her back to hit, and
Yep.
then she struck out. And then the second time, she did the same thing, and just like you've been warned, you're out.
Yep.
I don't remember that.
It was a skinnier light chick, lefty.
It was on field 2, I believe.
Yeah.
The one in the south.
Like she was the
east.
light skinned girl.
Yeah.
I remember her bunting, and then I don't really remember anything after that. But I remember her bunting, and then they were like, "Hey, you can't do that." And I don't remember the out being there. But maybe I just assumed that you got a strikeout, and I was like, "Hey, there we go, Matt." And I just kept it in my head.
It was like way to get the strikeout, man.
And
Even though the ball just dribbled just in front of home plate.
Yeah. So you had some questions written down.
I did have some questions actually.
Oh, nice! You came prepared.
Yes.
I didn't.
I sent them over to him.
I'm just a conversationalist.
Did you guys get him cleared by your editor?
Yeah, me.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, so it's 3 different questions. Top 3 players on the team you can't name yourself.
Okay.
And that's kind of like a conversation we all have. So like we can't name ourselves as like,
I think
best
unanimously
Okay.
you can say Kyle.
Oh yeah.
Undoubtedly, the dude
yeah.
hit the only home run that we hit all year.
Yeah.
He was lights out in the outfield. He maybe had like a couple drops, but it was at night
Mhm.
when it was like one of the first night games that we had.
Yeah.
The dude has great range, good attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Fun to play
definitely
with.
one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
2, Emma.
Emma,
Yeah,
Not
I was
even-
gonna put
No
always
doubter, dude. She
always
lights out in the
consistent.
outfield, hits awesome, great attitude.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Except for when Emma for 2 games in a row continuously hit the ball to the base where I was running to. And I'm just like,
It's bad timing.
thanks, Emma.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
bad timing.
that's the only.
And what's with like not I don't want to say what's with her like it's a bad thing, but like every team knew her.
I think she plays like comp and then played for like a bunch of other teams as well.
All those girls separate like each other's teams.
Mm.
They're known in that sense, so that's why they just.
So
know
how did you
people.
get in contact with her? It was like you knew her from outside things, or you just saw her like bouncing around from team to team. You're like, would you just like to join us?
She posted on a slow pitch forum that's here in Omaha area, and I saw it. She's like, "Hey, I'm looking for a full-time team," and I messaged her and I said, "I will pay for your jersey and your league fees. I just want you on the team." And she's like, "Okay," and that's how it worked. So, and I know this sounds crazy, right? But she got
Recruiting.
messaged by probably 10 teams because everybody's looking for girls. Like we were talking about, it's
Yeah.
it's tough to find consistent girls just for whatever reason right now. But yeah, that's how we got her. So very, very fortunate. I hope she comes back next year and plays because she was fantastic.
Yeah.
Now third, that's a good question. I've been saying it since the beginning of the season. I think our girls were more developed and better, like and more well rounded than our dudes. That like they were very good. Saying that when like Liz was on the team too. Boy, I'm gonna say
Kelly would come in clutch in like key moments.
best sub all season. She turned it up at the end. She was fantastic.
God. And did she have any playing experience, or was she just kind of?
I don't know. I'm not too sure like what her experience level looked like.
No, never mind. As it was.
I would say Maddie. And I'm gonna say Maddie because her hitting really came on. And like I moved her up in the lineup in the last part of the season. She was doing awesome. And even if she didn't catch the ball in the outfield, she would always hustle towards it. She was always like good assistance for like when my brother Brian was playing in right field and whatnot. So that'd be my top three.
Yeah. She got a little bit of an attitude problem.
Yeah,
like especially if she just got under one, you'd hear fucking son of, and you're just like, dang girl.
So like she played like club softball,
yeah,
like growing up, and then like she ended up getting picked up for tennis over softball to go into the college, and so like that's why she went that route. But still, like kind of same mechanics of hitting.
Is it? I
kind of same.
It's
arm.
similar.
Yeah,
similar.
And so she just gets a little bit beats up herself every time she's at the plate. Like, God damn it, I got fucking under one.
She's competitive.
Yeah, she is. She's just straight up competitive,
which is not a bad thing.
No. And then like after the game, she's just fine. But like in the game though, it's like no.
Did you have a hard time setting up the outfield or the batting order whenever you're kind of first getting into it?
Batting order, no. Outfield, yes. And it's mostly due to new rules. So now the way that it's set up,
I guess not just outfield, but just like the field in general.
Oh, yes. Yeah. The reason I say that's because in the old days, 2 years ago, was that a bird?
Might have been a bird.
R.I.P. brother.
Yeah.
You used to be able to run a roamer actively. So if a batter came up and it was like, hey, this dude always hits it up the middle, he barely gets it into the outfield grass, we would stick our right center fielder or our right fielder in that roaming position. So you'd have shortstop, second base, and then you'd stick that
roamer and like
rover. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
But you're roaming. So you'd be in between like the left fielder or left center fielder and like the infield outfield border, like where the grass starts. And that works so well. Actually, Josh Pritchard played this, just kind of one thing I remember, like 2 years ago, he was subbing for us and he played rover and made a ton of catches in the game we were in because it's but the new rules state that whatever you start the inning as, you have to end the inning as. So if you start with four wide in the outfield, you can't put in a rover. So you have to start with a rover and end with a rover. And that doesn't work for everybody because not everybody has that hitting tendency.
Yeah.
So that made it difficult. And we also had a few people that we were sticking in the outfield that had no ability whatsoever. And it was basically just like hoping and praying that they didn't get the ball hit to them. The infield was pretty easy, honestly. Like, and then maybe a little bit with pitching, catching. That's Sarah's job and always will be as far into the future as I can see. But pitching is more or less like it's just based on what our team was. They're depending on who you'd put in at pitcher, you'd either pick up or you'd lose mobility and skill in the outfield. So it's that was kind of the thing I was just trying to balance, really, and it did depend on the team. It depended on who played the week before because I don't want to stick the same people pitching like all the time, or oh hey they're hitting like, let's say they're hitting my dad and we're gonna stick you in to shake things up, and then but now I can't put my dad in the outfield, so then there's multiple factors that go into it, if that answers your question.
Yeah. And then do you have to format any part of the field where it is like boy girl, or like you
just have to have 2 girls, 2 guys? Okay.
Yep. So many times this year we actually played with 3 dudes in the infield and we actually played with 3 girls in the outfield. You just have to have it so that it's even. And actually, they removed the rule where it used to say that you have to have a girl and a guy, pitcher catcher. You can now have 2 dudes if you want to. I don't know why you'd want to do that in most scenarios, but that is an option. Because we saw it this year. I want to say it was like the second or third game from the end of the season, not including the tournament. And I was like, that can't be right. And so I looked at the rules and I was like, it's gone. They just removed it. So that used to be, which I think is probably a good rule, but as long as you're even, I think that's probably the part that counts.
Yeah.
So
not to get controversial, but did they have any sort of writing about any transgender athletes in the rule book or anything like that? Or is that kind of like I'm not trying to. That's a genuine question because there was
I
one
know it
team.
is a genuine question.
There's one team that I was looking at, one dude, and I just kept going like,
"Are you really agree?"
no, I was like thinking in the batting order. I was like, who just hit? Okay, all right, as I was, and I just kind of like, just because I was,
I read through the rules and I did not see anything. I would assume that would be addressed on a case by case basis.
Gotcha.
That would be my guess. That's going to be the umpire's determination. So I can't say that I have anything.
Do you ever think about that interaction where you're like, dude, come on, that is clearly a roided up father and a fucking.
You get that South Park,
yeah,
dude.
Yes, dude.
Yes,
Randy Savage,
strong
Randy
woman.
Savage.
Yeah.
We've joked about it before when we were down girls. We're like, okay, come on, Colin, like, please, dude, just put on
Here's
a wig.
Yeah,
But
shave the face.
Oh my, like we're
Here's a sports bra. Put some.
We've been searching all week to get a girl to fill that last spot, and we just can't find one. We're like, all right, we're just gonna pull a rug over somebody and just do this.
Yeah,
but
Mrs.
no,
Doubtfire type situation.
I think where we live geographically and relatively to the sport itself, I don't think it's something that we have to deal with that often. So I'm thankful for that because I just want to just go out there and play ball. I don't want to have to deal with politics. So.
Fair enough.
So.
All right, then the next question is top 3 plays or moments throughout the season.
Top 3 plays and moments. Top moment, number 1, it was kind of a negative interaction, but it was kind of funny if you were really detached from it. It was when my dad was arguing with the umpire, and the umpire
Oh my god, dude.
called him. The umpire, what did he say? Like,
my 9-year-old
hits harder than for your listeners. My dad got hit, which we were talking about earlier. He got hit directly by a pitch. This umpire
dropped him to a knee. Dropped him to a knee.
It took him pretty hard. And my dad had already been arguing with this guy about the strike zone and bad calls leading up to this. And so then he was like, hey, like, you need to pull that bat to get it tested because it hit me.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, that's my call. And then he's like, no, that wasn't even that hard of a hit. My 9-year-old hits harder than that. And that was quite the moment. Moments.
I'm sitting there in third, like
they were going at it for a minute.
It was bad. I was like, when is my dad going to get thrown out? Like, or is this guy just going to sit here and smoke cigarettes and just just eat this up?
Yeah.
Can
it is like 105 degrees out right now.
Yeah.
He's probably not ripping cigs. It's too hot for him to like.
Bro, he was though. He was.
Yeah.
Oh, he does. Yeah. Any chance he gets, he's back there chooching a cig.
You never saw there would either be like buds in the sand, or
I'd see the buds in the sand,
or
but I figured
I would
between
smell
innings.
it. You just come up, and you're like, man.
The
that Jack
UVA
Daniels on you?
umpires are impressive. Honestly, the only one that I didn't really have a problem with was the guy on field 1. He was new this year to us, and I thought he was pretty fair.
I hated him as a pitcher.
He didn't have a great strike zone, but he was like the least confrontational, least controversial.
He was like he had like the most inconsistent.
Yeah, inconsistent strike zone.
He did pull bats from play when they hit the pitcher, though. To be fair,
yeah.
Did
he pull the one that was hit right at me?
Did you not like?
I don't remember. Did he?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh,
they had whenever we were doing our playoff run, that last umpire, he was pretty good.
That was actually the
guy.
coordinator for that entire complex.
So his strike zone was perfect.
Yeah, he was
I could
pretty
dot
fair.
up the outside, and it was consistent the whole way through.
He was pretty fair. I forgot what his name was.
I think it was Brian.
It was.
It is Brian. Yep.
Yeah.
It's Brian. So
Emma kept on talking like, yeah, he's really chill, great umpire.
Yeah. So you got that one. I would say second moment was It would have been the back end of our first playoff game. It was that, I don't know if it was like the last inning or inning and a half. Kyle hit a home run. We got another run home, and we were either tied or losing, and we got those 2 runs, so we were up, and then we went in and we closed out the game, and it was literally like a play at the plate that ended it. So they had already scored 1 run, and they had a hit to the outfield.
Yep.
And I believe Emma or Kyle got it, and I was cut off.
Yep.
And were you at home plate?
Yep.
Okay, so you're at home plate, and they had already scored a run. Guy was rounding the bag. They had already been thrown out once this game at the plate, but this guy decided, you know what, I'm going home.
Got to risk it for the biscuit,
dude. And we gunned him out at home plate, and that was like, I was like, yes, like this does not happen too much in softball, especially rec, where it's like the chain goes together and we get a guy out at the plate.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was definitely one of the best ones, and that was probably by far our best game we had played all year. Like, we
played that exact same team. They beat us pretty handedly.
Badly.
Yeah.
I think we got mercy ruled by them.
Yeah, I think so.
And we came up and we beat them by a run. And that was really nice, because I didn't really hate that team that much, but they were not, like, out of all the teams we played.
They weren't chatty.
No, I liked
the teams were chatty.
Better.
They were chatty.
They would. Out of us, but like,
they would beat the shit out of you. And then at the end, like towards the in the middle of the game, where they were like, we're up by like 8, like they would jog to like second or third, and I'd be like, nice hit, and we would just have a conversation for a little bit. But
and I bullshit with the catcher every time I go up to the plate.
Yeah, but that's the same team that they hit your dad, and like they kept coming over to like our dugout, and they were arguing like a run. That game, they're like, no, our bookkeeper has it as 6, and Ken was like, Coach Ken was like, well, me and the umpire both have it as 5-6, so I don't know what to tell you. And then they kept coming over like, hey, we would never mean to like hit your pitch, and we're like, hey, we're good, like we understand it was an accident. Go away, please.
Yeah,
it's like, we get it as an accident. Thanks for saying sorry.
I will say, though, the worst team all season was definitely the last one we played, that #town team. I did not like those guys whatsoever.
Our very last team.
My dad.
Oh my god, the coach for them,
dude, that guy was a tool. Total tool
that
bag.
dude is off the TRT.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
I remember. So, do you want to talk about that play? That kind of, or do you want to talk about that game and why you didn't like them at all, or?
We can. Let's finish off with first.
One thing I wanted to say about that last out, though, and I told him on our podcast when we talked about it, if he had slid head first, that would have been a run.
For sure.
100%, because he started to slide, and I smacked him dead in the center of the chest, and he just dropped. I felt really bad for cheering on top of him.
Dude,
I smacking the shit out of him with the glove.
Hey, it was really hard to like, let's fucking go. Look at the guy who's coaching third that like was telling him like, I feel like, good game. Like, get in line.
I felt really bad seeing the high five part. I'm like, should I apologize? Should I not? Should I just let him be and stew about it? It's just like, I'm gonna let it be. I'm gonna let it be. But yeah, I felt really bad about smacking him and then being like, pretty much right on top of him. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. So anyway, last moment.
I'm thinking sometime at the beginning of the season. I want to say it was probably like our first like win that we had. I don't even remember who was against, but it was just good. Like, it was April. It was good to be back playing, and I was ready to start the season. And we had formed basically a brand new team. Like, we had maybe arguably you were essentially a returner. And we had maybe a couple girls that were returning. Sarah Mary, CJ.
For the co-ed team, that was my first year.
Right.
Yeah.
But you were on one of my previous teams.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna call you a returner. So maybe half the team was returning.
So there goes my Rookie of the Year award. He's just like, sorry, man. I can't even.
In my Cy Young,
we put it all
by him.
Yeah.
We put it all.
Pointing fingers.
We put it all. Hey. They were. Never mind. That's a conversation for off the microphone.
Coaching moment. We're not gonna have that here.
I don't like publicly blasting people typically unless it's like really, really worthy. But everything came together, and it was like, wow, like, you know what? Like, I think we might actually have a decent season this year, and we did. Like, we did have a good season. The middle was really rough because we had all those comp teams, but I was very happy when we started off, and people were there, wanted to play and have fun, and we won. So,
and the weather for the most part was great. Like, it was.
We didn't have a single rain out.
No,
entire season.
I was very happy about that.
Except for the wind and the sand, that sucked. But everything else, I really enjoyed that.
That first game, pitching and the winds right there, I'm like, I hit 3 people. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to play in the wind and I'm not timing it right.
Right.
Some people had a problem like whenever they would pitch to me and the ball's coming in that I wouldn't like get out of the way. It's like it's a lob. Like
Yeah.
it's not gonna hurt.
It was
Yeah.
love.
I'd stay in there and be like, oh, the humanity. Ah.
Yeah. They also didn't like. There's
Yeah.
some people that they didn't like the joke. They're like, all
I
right,
didn't like the jokes. I'm just like, dude, it's rec league.
yeah,
Lighten the fuck
I'm
up.
just trying to have fun here, man.
Because Maddie was talking about it too. It's just like, one complaint is that like no one was really drinking in a rec league. Like I've always used to
Yeah,
like
that's a
rec
complaint.
leagues, like
That's fair.
not having tons of music and like drinking going on. Yeah.
There was rules about drinking inside the premises.
Okay.
Now
Yeah,
there are
that-
some teams that didn't follow that because you'd see beer cans around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that league is a dry league.
It's supposed to be, yeah, because there's signs posted out, and that's the thing. You see them tailgate beforehand,
okay.
and because inside the gates they said it was.
Yeah. Well, that
permitted.
one game I brought in that 12-pack of Happy Days probably shouldn't happen.
Yeah, like I don't think anyone really.
No.
They only would have said something if you were a problem. And,
Yeah.
I can tell you that like Smoko and Hollywood would never care if they saw any of that. They'd probably ask you for one
Yeah.
after the game.
Who?
Smoko and Hollywood, our two favorite umpires.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know we had nicknames for them.
Yeah, we do. Well,
Smoke
I
Wood
didn't,
and Holly.
I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't create Hollywood, but I did try to coin. I'm trying to coin Smoko. Do you guys know what that's from?
I don't.
No.
Can you play songs on this?
Not
Okay,
live.
that's
no.
fine.
Yeah.
So there's a song by the Chats. They're like a modern day punk band, and I believe it's called Smoko. But it's basically just like it's like an Aussie song about like going on smoke break.
Ah.
So
Yeah. Let's
it's a good song. They also have another song called The Clap. It's fantastic. Fantastic song.
And then what about Hollywood? Where'd that come from?
I don't even know. I think it has something to do with like
Well, who coined it?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Oh.
And that was with the men's team, and that's a whole nother tangent that we don't have time to get into today. But that was when they were. I was not there, but the team was beating the piss out of this other team. So my team was winning, and they were sandbagging and allowing the other team to get runs back just so that they could keep hitting.
Oh.
And this guy walked off the field and got fired because he.
Okay.
And that's I don't know where Hollywood came from. I don't know if it was because he
that
was
game.
watching.
Yeah.
Wasn't he watching stuff on his phone too? He was like watching football, or I don't remember exactly.
I don't remember. I remember just that. Yeah.
Oh,
was-
I
it was
remember
bad.
you talking
It
about
was
that,
bad.
like in your fall ball league, where he's like literally watching Sunday football.
You'd hear it. Yeah, you'd hear it.
Yeah, and it's
Because
just like
I was catcher in
strike.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just like, dog, that was outside by a mile.
There's some I'm just like I just want to get the game going. I do not want to fucking be here for an hour. So
At least they're honest, I guess.
yeah.
But
Okay, and then the last one: 3 moments you wish would have gone differently or could change the outcome.
oh, that's a good one. There was the one team that we lost to was within the first 3 or 4 games,
Yeah.
and we lost like 8-7. And I was like,
It was our last
damn it.
inning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had it. Like this team was
Yeah.
not. We
and I believe we were like 8 to like 3
were
at the
beating them
beginning
the
of that
whole
last
game,
inning. Yeah,
and
Yeah.
we just let it.
And I think
just
we
let
were
it get
2-0
away
at
from
that
us.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and it was just before that string of comp teams too.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and it was just like
should have won.
we lost that one
Mhm.
just in that last inning or the last bottom half of the inning, and then
Yeah.
went straight into 3 losses against the comp teams. I'm like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Had
That
a
was-
terrible loss, and then like
At least we
these were gonna
weren't
be
the worst
Ls.
team in the league. That's something
we
I can-
weren't. We actually
yeah.
had a really good seed in our lower bracket.
Oh.
That's why we got to play when we literally we played one game on the first weekend. Then we played at 8:30, and then we played at 9:30. The other teams that were involved had
Yeah.
waits.
Yeah.
They would play, and then they had to wait an hour for their next game. So
Which-
we actually got set up pretty well.
That
Yeah.
was that was because I was talking.
That's terrible.
It was the last team, the last game we played. They played at 6:30, and then they played us at
Yeah.
8:30, and I was like, damn, that fucking.
And like
sucks.
they were
Yeah.
telling us, like, dude, it was pretty fucking hot earlier.
Yeah.
and you
at
got
6:30.
keeping
yeah.
in that mentally is horrid. That's
Mhm.
that's so hard to do.
And then knowing like I got to go back out there in an hour, and this is just rec.
Yeah,
it's
like,
not like
where do I should I even go home if I
Yeah.
live fucking like
15 minutes away,
yeah
like in a shower. No.
no
And it's like, do I go get some food? Probably not. What do
depending
I
on
do?
the food do I get fucking full or any
Or what
fucking-
position you're playing? Like,
Yeah.
am I just a DH? Yeah, I'm fucking eating, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that would be one. And then a second one, I would say I I'm trying to think of some other moments that I would want to change. Cause see, I my brain doesn't really work like that.
Mhm.
Like I don't ever. Don't get me wrong, it's in my family genes that are constantly dwelling on stuff like that. But I
Yeah.
don't ever really. I always just try to think like going forward, future.
Mhm.
Like what can I do to change the outcome going forward? Um, I mean, obviously, I would have liked to have gotten to the championship game. I don't remember what did we get beat kind of bad in that game?
No, it was like 2 runs.
Okay, it was
Because, like,
close.
we
I
were
was
the
in scoring
home
position.
That's
the
right.
home
It was
and
close.
yeah.
It was
because
close.
I had that
Okay.
leadoff double. You came in for me. You got the run in.
Yep.
I think we were down
And
2
then,
or
yeah.
3, and then I think we got
I
like
hit you
2
in.
back.
Okay, so I know my answer then. In our last game, I wish I was more aggressive to fielding the ball. There was a bloop shot hit in between the right center fielder, the left center fielder, and me, and I ran out there and I was looking over my shoulder. All I had to do was take another 2 steps, but I heard the outfielders coming in and I peeled off and I should have just called it and
Yeah.
tried to go for it.
Is that when Colin had his little run in with?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the same play.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Yeah, because that one was funny too. Because it was second baseman, shortstop, center field, and right center converging in on
Yeah.
that ball, and I'm on third. Like,
Who's gonna cover
Yeah,
second?
who's
Yeah.
got second? And I think I was yelling at you like 2-2-2, and I think you're already at home. Like, what about 2?
Yeah. Because, like, there was a
That's-
runner on second, and I'm, like, sitting there. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know if he's gonna sit there and wait. Are they gonna get it really quick and toss it into me? Like, is Joe gonna catch this?
Mhm.
The runner was either on third or
They
something.
were on second, and they scored on
Yeah.
that play, and then she went from
Yeah.
second. She went to second because
I was
Mom
just like,
on.
I'm trying to prevent the run.
You did a
It's-
great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if the ball got into play.
Yeah.
Speaking of that game, the one that I wish I'm stealing your question away from you, but
Answer it.
it's that one tag out where the dude's leg hit
Ah,
my glove.
Yeah,
man.
dude, I saw that from the outfit. I was like, that guy has to be out. Like, why does he look? Why are they calling him safe?
Yeah. And so, like, when I talked to the umpire, he was looking for glove twitch or like his like shorts to move or something like that, and he was behind the runner,
Yeah,
so he didn't
he had
see
bad
my
positioning.
angle, and so I'm counting it on bad positioning. And he even told me later, like, that really could have been an out. I just couldn't know because I was looking
Yep.
for these 3 things
Yeah.
and I didn't see it.
And if I remember right, weren't we at
And
like
then he
we already
apologized
had
too. Like, if that was an out, I am sorry for not being in the
Jeez.
right position.
didn't
dude's
we
way
have
too
2
honest.
outs?
We had 2 outs,
and then
Yeah.
and then he scored a run, and then
They
they
just-
continued
yeah.
to score more runs
Yeah.
in that second inning.
That's the thing. Like that game, if we had like a couple more plays, like the one that I was describing, or maybe
Yeah.
even the one that you're describing, like that's a much different ball game.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
because like it was like the first cut on an arm.
Mm.
You know, like, oh no, I got a paper
Yeah.
cut. Well, it's okay now, but like 2 minutes later, there's like all this blood because
Yeah.
it started the flow of more runs in, and that was tough. It wasn't just like a little bit of
Mhm.
damage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had a great game though. I
Yeah.
was 3 for 4. Got that double play ball, man. I was feeling good about myself.
Yeah.
I was mad that the ground out because I think the shortstop was noticing my first 2 hits were just right down, they were just
straight down the
singles.
center, so he
And then
cheated it.
he
Yeah.
crept over, and I was like, "Fuck me."
Yeah.
So-
And, like, I was happy with my game, minus the one missed cutoff at
Mm.
home. That ball just lingered in the lights. I'm just like,
oh yeah.
I'm
yep.
just like, I'm sitting there like,
Did it skip? I'm trying. I think it didn't. It
it
skipped
did a
right-
one hop
Yeah.
just underneath me. And it,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
And, like, I'm sitting there like, ah.
What is that?
And I'm just like, and I'm like, where is
What is
this? I'm
that?
like, I'm just gonna back up a little bit. And I didn't back up enough. And
Mm.
or I backed up too much. It was one of the two.
Right.
And yeah, it just went underneath my leg. Sarah did a good job though of getting the ball to me, but
Mhm.
I didn't do a good job of creeping over to the baseline.
Yeah.
Because I definitely would have gotten that last dude out, but like I knew that one was safe, and I told him like, yeah, that's just safe. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and cheat you. I'm gonna be pissed off about the one you missed,
Right.
but I'm not gonna be pissed off about one that I know I missed. Yeah.
Right.
We got another like 20 minutes with our guest before he needs to get going.
Yep. I gotta go do a bunch of. Actually, today I looked at if we're okay to do a tangent.
Yeah, go
Today,
ahead.
today I actually looked at a customer's house, and I was telling Matt I was very amazed by the amount of wealth this man had. He had
Mhm.
a motorcycle parked in his basement and a few in his shop, and he has done very well for himself.
How
But
many motorcycles roughly?
roughly somewhere between 6 and 12. I didn't go.
Oh
I didn't
my
go.
God.
And these are custom shoppers. This again, this dude owns the
All
business.
customs?
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
I'm not going to name him by any means, but he's done very well for himself, and he should
John
be very he should be very proud of himself for that. Because he can afford to put in a heated driveway because he wants to make fun of his neighbors and have to go out and shovel, and I applaud him for that. So
Honestly,
we're
pretty
here
solid flex right there.
That's a
Yeah.
flex.
move. So
Yeah.
I just go out there, no fall, middle fingers. Fuck you guys.
I have to go home and I have to start doing some research into looking into putting in a heated driveway because I have
Mhm.
not done one of those. Most people do not have $100,000 to $200,000 laying around to do the concrete and the electrical
Yeah.
for that. So
You have to tear up all the concrete and
yeah.
put in all the if you're doing water heated
Yep.
or electrical heated. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a lot of work, but yeah. So I got to go do that, and then I also got to do a few other bids for.
How
for
big is
getting
this
some-
driveway?
Um,
Roughly.
it's between 3,000 and 4,000 square feet.
God damn.
It's
Is it like out in the country too? Where it's
no.
no?
Nope, it's in like it's in a very nice part of Gretna.
Jesus.
So
Okay.
Aspect nothing less.
Yep.
Yeah.
so but anyways, yep, so I got that and a few other things. But to answer the last part of your question, the third thing I like wish that I could have done
Mhm.
differently. I wish I knew the rules better because I don't read the rules. Like I'll skim them at the beginning of the season, but I don't know them in and out. So like one time I can think where I screwed up. I was sitting because we only had 5 girls and we had 7 dudes. We had an out of town dude coming in to
Mhm.
take a few ABs.
Oh yeah.
And I stuck myself in as a courtesy runner, but I did not realize. Yes,
Yeah.
I did not realize that you cannot just come off the bench as a player and courtesy run. You actually have to be in the lineup. But again, I should have
Mhm.
known that because I need to read the rules. And in the same exact game, it would have helped me because if I'd read the rules about the bat being pulled from play for hitting a pitcher, I could have cited that. But since I did not, I didn't remember if there was an umpire discretion clause in that rule.
Yeah.
I couldn't just be like, "Hey, buddy," like because I want to make sure if I'm going to speak, I want to try to be right. I don't want to just
Mhm.
spew
Yeah.
BS. So I couldn't say it because I'm like I didn't know the rule. So
Yeah.
that'd be my last
Mhm.
thing to answer.
I think those are all pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
How often do they change the rules?
Um,
Is it like a yearly thing that
yeah,
you're like,
they do minor tweaks. Like in the last 2 years, I can tell you that the bat stamps have been updated. The ball rules have changed. They used to require like UBA balls. They have to be blue. They have to be like blue stitch with 52 core, 300 compression. All these different things. This year they actually laxed the ball rules quite a bit. And the bat rules are pretty relaxed as well for that league. You can have a U-trip ASA bat. There may be one other stamp that you're allowed to. So,
Mhm.
but
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's solid interview right there.
yeah.
yeah, do you want to just bullshit or just let them go?
Yeah,
We
we
got
can bullshit.
15,
I got time.
8 on the nose.
15
Yeah.
more minutes.
15 to 20. Okay. Um,
Were you was there any plays that me or Matt did that disappointed you that you were like, damn, like I picked these guys and they're fucking playing.
Yeah.
They did that. Like, what the fuck were you thinking?
we're in a rec league, so you're gonna make errors. I've had some pretty bad nights. I can remember I had a really bad night. It was the first night game. I just couldn't field anything. I'd hit them right at me and I just blow them
Yeah.
up. So to say anything about you guys would be kind of I don't know, hypocritical a little bit.
Yeah,
I
where's the
can't
fun,
be
man?
perfect,
Yeah.
but if you want,
Come
but
on, talk shit. We'll say
but
some
to
facts.
answer your question,
Yeah.
I'll go after the mental side of this rather than the physical side. There's a
okay.
Here's the thing: baseball is a mental sport.
Yeah.
You can make physical errors, but the mental side of it's so much more important, in my opinion. It's Yogi Berra's statement. I'm going to botch this, but it's going to be close. Baseball's 90% medical or
Medical.
mental. Hugh Colby Covington,
Yeah.
10th layer of hair. It's 90% mental and it's like 20% physical, right?
Mhm.
So it is you have to keep your head in the game. I would say, and I think this happened, but I don't remember if it happened, but there may have been a couple plays where maybe you should have had a little bit better positioning either at home plate, maybe you should have backed up a different bag.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. And again, I can't cite the game, I can't cite the play because I just don't remember.
There's definitely games where like I know like yeah, I should have been over here. Yeah, I should have.
My dad's way more guilty of that than you are, but that's just something I can think of off the top of my head. And I would say for you, it's probably positioning with the player. It's, as the game goes along, hey, this dude likes to hit it down the line. Hey, this dude hits it really hard. I need a backup.
Yeah.
Hey, this girl hits it hard. I need a backup. Hey, this girl doesn't hit it that hard. I need to move up. But that comes with time. That's something that a 10 or 15-year ball player accrues over a length of time.
Yeah.
It's not something that, hey, this is your first season playing third base. You're just going to get stuck out there and you're just going to just be expected to do this. Like that's a little bit silly.
Sometimes I've noticed too, like you can kind of tell by the body language of the player too. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
absolutely.
dude, is this guy a hitter or is this
Yeah.
guy?
Oh,
this
if they're
person-
like
yeah.
super stiff and rigid, you're like,
Yeah,
all right,
I'm creeping up.
this is your first
Stiff and
goddamn
rigid.
game.
Good
Yeah.
words. Word of the day, stiff. Nice.
There was that, and then I would always try to ask because I would have zero idea because I never had a play where a person was coming to me and someone had to throw it to me for me to get an out. I don't think I ever had any of those.
Yeah.
So I would always ask like Coach Ken, like, hey, where should I be standing? But the thing, I would talk to you about like where to stand, and you would tell me one thing, and then Coach Ken would go like, hey, what are you doing over there? I want you more over here on this side. And then, there's games where I was like, dude, I'm not fucking. And that's the thing, like, I feel like for my position, it was so inconsistent where it's like, I would have like one or two ground balls or like one or two pop outs in my zone.
And most of them were going like just too far out of the third base, more into shortstop field, or it was just foul.
Yeah.
And like there's no way to get it, or
yeah.
It's called the hot corner, man. It's a tough position to play. I mean, like Alex Rodriguez, he started off as a shortstop and moved to third base, and he needed every bit of strength and mobility that he could get. Maybe not the best, human being, but a good example for saying, shortstop is arguably the toughest spot in the infield, but third base ain't far behind. That's a tough position. You're closer to the batter. When people hit them hard bunts, which doesn't happen that much in our league where someone squibs it, but occasionally you do have to move in on a short ball and make a quick play.
And those people are right-handed, so like it's probably coming to you good solid 70 to 60% of the time.
There's not a lot of people that would pull it towards the line, or if they did pull it towards the line, it was way over my head, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so we went off of one bad play for each of us. What about one good play that sticks out for you?
I would say one good play that sticks out. So just like the other time, I was citing things that were more of a general sense, like maybe not like, hey, this game this time. So I'll cite more of general sense. I would say in the middle of the season, like the last, again, regular season, probably like maybe 3 to 5 games. I don't remember you hitting exceptionally well, but literally like in the last like 3 games, you really picked it up. And you were hitting.
I was. So you remember
you were consistent. Like I only had like 2 games where I didn't get a single hit. So like back-to-back games, I was like, "Damn!"
Yeah,
I remember
in my head about it.
I remember that second game. It was like going up for your last at bat. Joking around with you. I was like, Matt. I remember I was having a great game hitting, and I was like, Matt, do I need to give you some of my sauce? And we went up and like did like some like joke. We're like, and then you went out there, hit a solid hit, and then I went up there, terrible hit. And then, like, for the next 2 games, I was just hitting like shit. I'm like, oh my fucking god, did I really am I hitting?
Yeah, it went off. But yeah, at the end of the season, you turned it up and you locked in and you were hitting the ball. Very not little squibbers, like consistently hard hit line drives over their head.
Yeah,
on base.
So my last hit, I was most proud of.
Yeah,
it didn't get to the fence like your guys did because I think Colin hit. I think Colin hit the fence. You had like a one hit, like one skip to the fence, and then mine was over in that direction. But so gotta do more BP in the off season and all this.
I'm gonna start doing that physical training baseball hitting. Like you'll see me the band.
For you, I would say it was probably just the first game because I didn't know what I was going to get with you pitching because obviously I just went off like what your word, like you're just like, hey, I have some experience, and we've had a few different pitchers over the years. Colin pitched for a while, Aaron pitched for a little while. We won't talk about his character on this podcast.
Yeah.
Like God judge that.
Outside of game. Yeah.
Yep. And like you pitched, my dad pitched. Ken maybe pitched for like 1 or 2 games, way in the like I'll just say the old days, like the
Yeah,
very
right. Not
beginning of the
this, not
leagues.
this season. Yeah.
But like I was just thoroughly impressed because we won that game, and I was like, damn, like all right, cool, like you can freaking hurl the pearl.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would say.
Tom's a pretty good pitcher too.
Dude, oh yeah, Tom did pitch. Tom actually came in a ton, and so did Sam. Actually, now that you mentioned that, Sam. I'm not no last names.
Was that the guy with the beard?
Left fielder.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, I didn't realize I don't remember him pitching.
He did occasionally. It was mostly in fall ball.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Aaron would pitch all the time,
Yeah.
and he was a good pitcher. But yeah, Tom would occasionally come in and pitch. But Tom is such a waste of resources to pitch.
Yeah.
He's so fast. I mean,
Yeah.
like he's better.
Tom's an all-around athlete.
Yeah,
Like if he was 6 foot and taller,
Dude, yeah, I know. If he didn't get
he would be a
with that,
professional.
yeah.
He would be not in the Air Force. He would be a professional ball player somewhere.
I don't know if he actually played this year or not. Last year he played Woodbat in Cheyenne. I don't know what he did this year. I was trying to talk him into just doing a softball league at least, but he may have done it. I'm not sure.
I think he was too busy.
Was he?
He's a hard guy to get a hold of now.
He is a hard guy to get a hold of.
He spends 12% of his time underground with no phone, so
I think it's more than 12, and then he's got an old lady and
33.
Yeah. And then he was telling me, he's like, oh man, I got all these different weddings that I was supposed to be going to.
Bro, and they're screwing him out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, thank you guys for joining the MattCast podcast. Again, I am Matty Light, joined by Matty J. Coach Joe, where can they find your company at?
You can find me on Facebook. If you search up Hart Ventures Electric Service, you'll find me.
Can they see it over your head?
Yeah.
Cool.
I also have a Google.
But yeah.
If you search Hart Ventures Electric Service on Google, you can also find my Google page there. Or if you go to any of our 60 to 70 locations that I've partnered with Omaha Advantage on,
there you go.
We have some digital billboards. The bowling alley in Bellevue is a good place to go. The bowling alley in called Papio Bowl and Pavilion is a good place to go. The Lighthouse Cafe in Bellevue. We're in Zio's Pizza. We're actually going to be in Ace Hardware probably in the next couple weeks in Valley. So we're all over the place. Just if you see it up there, my phone number's on there. Got a QR code. So if you need any electrical work and you want a free estimate, I'm here for it. So
Perfect. Sweet.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.